Hello and welcome. While I was out at work today, it looks like we got a new Picard trailer for the new Star Trek show, Star Trek Picard, which for some reason used TOS logo imagery instead of TNG, but whatevs. Um, yeah, I'm not going to show the trailer because you've likely already seen it. I'll just use this time to put down my thoughts on it. So, still sort of a reaction video, but not really a reaction video. So, the first thing I want to say, get this off my chest. I hate lens flare a lot. Get out of Star Trek. Two things, and I'm not a filmmaker guy, but two things that annoy me more than anything else. And if you put it in your films, I will not watch your films unless I'm really attached to the franchise. One of those is lens flare. One of those is Dutch angles. If you use any of those things in your movies, you are an incompetent filmmaker and should not be allowed to make films. I'm sorry. They really bug me. Now that that's out of the way with, the teaser trailer is good. It doesn't suck, and I'm just as shocked as you are. Now, it's too early in the production process yet to get anything super concrete to be filmed or anything like that. They're still probably writing all the episodes and probably don't even have the full 10 season arc planned out yet. So I wasn't expecting much. And to be fair, this doesn't really show much or say anything. It's just not to pique your interest without saying anything, which is a hallmark of a good teaser trailer. Just to get you interested, just to say, hey, this is a thing. We're going to show more later, which is probably going to be the Star Trek eventually got in Las Vegas coming up. So, first thing I want to talk about, Destruction of Romulus. Many people cast doubt whether or not Destruction of Romulus is canon because it took place in J.J. Abrams films, which is a separate license from the regular TV license that we're used to from the Star Trek that existed in 1967 up to 2005. People say canon Star Trek, that's what they mean. Something that fits into that universe, it uses those visuals, it uses that timeline. Now to get in the meat of that, something movie license, something TV license, something different. That conversation has been hashed to death between Midnight's Edge and Katwalski and a number of other channels, so I'll leave that to you, the listener, to draw your own conclusions on that topic, and I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Except for said one thing is that this trailer does seem to indicate that it's following the destruction of Romulus. I believe this has been mentioned in interviews, at least strongly hinted at. So, they mentioned a rescue mission that goes awry or something like that. And Picard loses mojo. So it seems to indicate that Destruction of Romulus is now 100% officially canon, no more room to debate. Not really surprised, considering Star Trek Picard is made by the people that made Star Trek Discovery, which are the same people that made the J.J. Abrams films. So looks like we get Admiral Picard, well, former Admiral Picard. He didn't take Kirk's advice. He got out of the chair. Naughty, naughty, naughty. James T. Kirk himself told Jean-Luc, don't leave that chair. You can always make a difference there. Which is probably where his life went wrong if he lost his mojo. He got out of the chair and screwed up. Always listen to the J-Man, as I'm going to call Kirk. I can't believe I said that, but I'm going to leave it in. Yeah. So something happened to this mission, luckily involved Romulans, causing him to be pissed off the Starfleet and lose his mojo. So this series seems to be the story about how Picard gets his groove back. Honestly, that could be a very good setup for a story. And for a future Picard 20 years down the road, because when we left Picard, Starfleet had gone into a more militaristic period. So Picard's an old man. Bit of a Star Trek timeline refresh here. So the 23rd century with the original series characters was lots of war with Klingons and Romulans, and then there seemed to be almost 80 years of peace between the end of the original series and the late 2290s and then the 2360s when we pick up with TNG. Picard's used to peace, the promise of Starfleet, as you will, that's been tossed around a little lately. The promise of Starfleet is a peacekeeping organization, is scientific exploration. However, when we left the TNG era with Deep Space Nine and the TNG movies, Dominion War happened. Federation got its blankety blank kicked from here to Albuquerque, and we saw the only way the Federation was able to survive the Dominion and the Borg, 1-2 punch there, was to get more militaristic. So the idea that Picard fell out of favor with Starfleet and just got disillusioned, you know what? I can totally buy that. Seems like that's a good way to go with the series, and it kind of does a lot to address Starfleet going more militaristic and Picard being the kind of guy, we all seen Star Trek Next Generation. Picard is not a guy that tolerates that sort of behavior. And guess he gets to the point where he can't, and so it's going to be something about getting his mojo back. That could be a really potential storyline. I'm excited. I haven't been excited for Star Trek in a while. This could be good. I am cautiously optimistic. The storyline has a lot of potential, deep introspective character study of this, and to show not only Picard, but Starfleet getting its way back. That could be awesome. That could be a really, really good story. Kind of on par with Logan, if it's done right, which is where I start having problems. I am cautiously optimistic. I do have a lot of doubts, and every single one of them is related to who is behind the camera. The production team behind this is the same exact people behind Star Trek Discovery. The same producers behind J.J. Abrams' Trek, Tom Cruise Mummy reboot, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, Bayformers, etc. These people have never done introspective character study. Discovery tried doing a lot of things like that, but it was a complete disaster from start to finish. These people have never made anything other than leave your brain at their action films. Honestly, I don't think they have the chops to pull off what they're trying to do here with Picard, and it could be an epic disaster. This show cannot be an epic disaster. This show has to be a success, has to be a huge hit. It can't be the sort of show that has the fans screaming at critics like Discovery was, and Star Trek, and all Star Wars, and all these other things that's going on right now with pop culture. So I don't think I have the chops to pull this off, but I have been wrong before. And I honestly cannot wait to be proven wrong later this year. So, yeah, that's it. Signing off for now. Cautiously optimistic. It shows potential. I have a lot of concerns about who's behind the camera, but I am ready to be proven wrong. Now have a great day, and feel free to leave hate mail below. Ta-ta for now.